ఎందుకు? Guys, please confirm to me. Hello, if you get my voice on screen. Hmm? Guys, please confirm to me. Hello, if you get my voice on screen. Abhi. Hello, hello. Abhi. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. Guys, just give a minute of time. Hello, 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 hello. All right, sir. And check it what we completed in the last class now. All right, sir. Now, 1 minute. So now check it what we completed in the last session. So I think so then serialization and deserialization, some points here we are understanding there. Try to observe the points now. The very first one is in Java applications, serialization is applicable for the data which is available inside the objects. Serialization is not applicable for the data which is available outside of the object. So because of this reason, what is the point here we are understanding there? In Java, static variables data will be stored inside in the method area, that is outside of the objects. So static variables will not be included in the object serialization by nature. It's a by nature. But our requirement is what there? But our requirement is in Java applications, if you want to stop any instance variable in the object serialization, forcibly, if you want to stop any variable to participate in object serialization, there we have to declare that variable as what variable here? No, transient variable. That's the purpose here we understood. Okay. All right, sir. Now this is the clear cut information here we can understand. Next one is after that. So we are going to understand one more point. Try to recognize it. For example, I have a superclass and subclass. Inheritance relationship is available. Inheritance relation between superclass and subclass. Understand it, no? When we have inheritance relation between superclass and subclass, I want to implement serializable interface at superclass and I want to serialize subclass object. Is it possible to serialize subclass object by implementing serializable interface at superclass? That's the question here. Now let us check this clearly. In Java applications, if we implement java.io. Serializable interface, if we implement java.io. Serializable interface at superclass, then it is possible to serialize the subclass objects. Then it is possible to serialize the subclass objects. This is one point. I'll show anyway that point here I'm able to show clearly. Apart from this, are private variables allowed in the serialization or not? In any class, maybe in the subclass or maybe superclass, that doesn't matter. Private variables are participating in serialization or not? Alright, if we come for this point, answer is very clear. In a Java applications, private variables are also allowed for the serialization and deserialization. Private variables are also allowed for what their serialization and deserialization. These 2 points here I want to show in our content. Alright, so now let us check this clearly. Alright, sir. Now I want to prepare separate project. Now, for example, I will take app19 Java, then build system is IntelliJ IDEA, then it's okay. Create button. This window only. Right, sir. Now understand this. For example, I want to take like what the class user. Observe carefully. Class user. I want to take some properties inside the class user. The properties would be, say for example, int user ID. Okay, int user ID. Next one is what? Apart from this, string of course now here we can take it as like what there string user id. Then after this string user id, next one is user password. For example, of course password data will be displayed in the properties file, sorry, in the text file. Security is not available, but that is not my concern now. My concern is what there private members. Here I declared this as what there a private. Okay, fine. Now of course now I want to keep some data also. User id is equal to abc, right, 123 something else can I abc 123 @gmail.com, for example, and password is equal to, just I want to provide some password. What is the password here I'm going to provide now? Say for example Durga 123 something else here I given the password, but this password data declared as what there private. Next one is after that class manager, or maybe just I want to take what there class employee extends user, class employee extends user. All right, sir, all user capabilities are coming to like what there that employee. Now here I need to take what their string int employee number envo is equal to 111. After completion of this, then what next one here I'm going to take. Otherwise, do one thing. Now in place of this password here, username here I want to take. Now just I want to give some information. Pass private data only here I declared here. Next one is what there float employee salary is equal to something else like what there 50,000.0f I'm going to take. But this also I want to take it as what they private. Finally, some string data and some variables integer and float. This data is available in our class. Now my requirement is what there. Observe carefully. I want to implement what serializable interface at which class there at superclass. But I want to serialize subclass. Let me check it. If we want to perform serialization, then what we have to do there? Throws exception first. Then inside this, we need to create what there file output stream. File output stream is equal to new file output stream of. Now I need to specify what we have to specify there some location. What is that location here? e:/abc/xyz/. There we are going to provide something else like what there. Right. So now user.txt. Even though this file is available, it's okay. Otherwise, that it will create that file now user.txt. Then after this, I need to create object output stream. Object output stream is equal to new object output stream of file output stream. After this, after completion of this, then what next one here? Here we are going to create object employee object. Here we created employee is equal to new employee object. Here we created. Then after this, object output stream dot write object of, then what we have to provide there employee. Now here we are able to get what there system.out println of. There we can identify like what there. Right, sir. Serialization successful. Okay. Open :/abc/xyz/user.txt. Like this, can have given some information here. Now try to understand it clearly. Right, sir. Now it is completed here. Now the remaining part is what there. I have to check with that location there. What location here I have to provide? E drive. Inside this C drive, ABC. Next one is what there XYZ. Then user is already existed here, no problem. Otherwise, then this is previous data. I want to delete it. Again, our application will create that file. Now let me run it. Now I want to run this example. Right, so now anyway, then serialization is successful. Let me open this one here. User is created. Inside this user, what data is available? Now please check it. Employee, we are performing serialization. ENO user is also be okay participated here. User ID. Then what next one here? Username. Then what next one here? No. Then ENO, ECell, user ID, user name. That means all the variables are participated or not? All variables are participated in the sense. What is the meaning of it now? private variables will also be participated or not. At the same time, by implementing serializable interface at superclass, we can perform serialization over subclass object or not. So that is also be possible. Now these are the various points here we covered inside this particular example. That's it. Now that's it. Now this output here we are getting. It's okay, fine. After this, after completion of this, next one more important point. Now try to understand it clearly. Another important point here I am able to discuss with you. Try to understand it now. Now this time, previously we understood serialization over inheritance. Now this time I am going to talk about serialization over associations. Serialization over what their associations. You know already container object and contained object. Two types of objects, container and contained. Now the point is what? When we serialize the container object, automatically JVM is trying to serialize contained object when it is implementing serializable interface. All of you understand my point here. When you are trying to serialize a container object, automatically JVM is going to serialize contained object automatically. But when it is the case now, when it is implementing serializable interface. In the case, if a contained class is not implementing serializable interface, if a contained class is not implementing serializable interface, there JVM will raise an exception like what? Not a serializable exception. Java.io. Not a serializable exception. All right, now observe carefully. In Java applications, in associations, if we serialize the container object, if we serialize the container object, if we serialize the container object, then JVM will perform serialization. JVM will perform the serialization over the contained object along with the container object serialization. Container object serialization. If the contained object, if the contained class implements java.io. Serializable interface. In the case if the container, if the contained class, if the contained class is not implementing java.io. Serializable interface, then the JVM will raise an exception. Like java.io. Not serializable exception. In the case if the contained class is not implementing java.io. Serializable interface, then the JVM will raise an exception like java.io. Not serializable exception. Please read out this statement now. In Java applications, in associations, if we serialize the container object, then the JVM will perform the serialization over the contained object along with the container object serialization if the contained object implement java.io. Serializable interface. In the case if the contained class is not implementing java.io. Serializable interface, then the JVM will raise an exception like java.io. Not a serializable exception. Let's see this punch here. Observe, all of you observe this punch kit. Now for example, then it's okay. Now here, first of all, what I want to take now, I want to take a class account, or else maybe class, what I want to take there, employee for example. Class employee, there I want to take int employee number, string employee name. Some values also here I want to take. Employee number is equal to 111, employee name is equal to some AAA, or maybe some name here I want to take it. So okay, fine. Observe carefully. Every employee should have an account or not? An individual account or not? Right, exactly. Every employee should have an individual account. So there we need to take like what their account, account. But account class was not defined here. New account class was not defined so far. Now I want to define this account class now. Class account. Now error is gone. Right, account class here we have taken. Now inside this string account number is equal to ABC123. Then what next one here? Int or maybe we can take it as long balance is equal to something else like what there? Some value here I provided 50,000. Some value here we provided. Understand it clearly. But one more point I'm telling there, every account must have a branch. Definitely that account must be associated with what there? A branch. So now here I want to take like what there? Branch. Branch is equal to new branch. So far I have not defined branch class. Then I want to define this branch class now. Class branch. Enter this branch. Now here I need to take branch ID is equal to b-111. Next one is what there? String branch location. I will repeat something else here I have taken. That's it. These are like what there, what I have given there. Points are given. Now try to understand it now. First of all, employee I have taken. Employee contains what account now? What one? Account. Account contains what? Branch. Now the association we can identify. Employee is a container, account is a container. Account is a container, branch is a container. Now branch is contained always. Now my requirement is I want to serialize employee object. I want to serialize employee object. As per the subject, as per the concept, when we are trying to serialize employee object, automatically content is also be serialized. But when it is a case, no, when it implements java.iva.serializable interface. When account is serialized, automatically content is also be serialized, branch is also be serialized. But when it is when it is possible, when the branch is implementing serializable interface. If they are not implementing serializable interface, there we are able to get an exception like what? Java.iva. Not a serializable exception there we are able to get. Now let us check this point clearly. File output stream is okay. Now here I want to take employee.txt. Right, sir, it's okay, fine. Now here we created employee object. We are trying to serialize this one. All right, now here I want to take like what there? Employee.txt. Now in the target file, EMP is available, but we don't have employee.txt. Now it will be created. Don't worry for it. But understand it clearly. What I want to serialize actually, employee object here I want to serialize or not. So I must implement where I must implement what there implements serializable. I must implement that in our employee class. I must implement that word there in the employee class. Observe carefully. Now, definitely, if I execute this program, then I'm able to get an exception. Why, sir? Why we are getting an exception here? Any idea? Why we are getting an exception? No. Why? Because while serializing employee object, JVM is trying to serialize account object. But at the time of serializing account object, it is not implementing serializable interface. That's why we are able to get an exception like java.iva. Not a serializable exception. Now let's see this one. Right, sir. Now here we are getting an exception. Observe carefully. Java.iva. Not serializable exception. There we are getting what their account. Java.iva. Not serializable exception. Clear? Right, sir. Leave it. So by seeing that information, what we have to do there? Definitely at account class, I must implement what there is serializable. There I have to provide implement serializable. Again now, If I execute this program again, I'm able to get an exception. Why we are getting an exception there? While serializing this employee object, account is also be serialized. At the time of serializing account, no, then what it is serialized, no, branch. But when it is a case, no, when branch is implementing serializable interface, but branch is not implementing serializable interface. Because of this reason, here we are able to get what there some exception here. Now let's see this one. Now see this exception here. Exception thread mean java.iva. Not serializable. Where at which class it is not serializable? No, branch here. No. So what we have to do there as per this content here? As per this, what we have to do at a branch class also we have to implement serializable or not. There we have to provide like what there implements serializable. Implements what there serializable. That we are getting clearly. Alright, sir. Now, if I execute this program, you should not get any exception. Direct output only here we have to get. Why? Because we satisfy every dependency and every dependency implements what their serializable interface. Now get now serialization is successful. Open the text file. Now employee text is created. Now insert this txt. Now check it now. All object serialization is available. Serialized data is available. We can identify this. First of all is what their employee. Next one is what their account. Then after this account, what next one again? No branch. All the classes are involved in the serialization. Employee number, ENO, account job. Next one is what their E name. Then after that, what next one? Account maybe something else, balance, account number. Then what next one? Branch, branch class name. Next one is what there. After that, branch. Okay, something else, branch ID. Then branch location like this. Amirpet. The data is also existed here now. So might be then whatever it may be, the data we are getting or not, that doesn't matter. But serialization is successful or not, that we have to understand. That serialization is successful. But when it is a successful here, when all the associated classes are implementing serializable interface, but all the contained classes are implementing serializable interface, then only it is successful. Otherwise, it is not successful. All right, so that's okay, fine. This is the point here we have to understand. This is completed. Then after that, what next point here I'm telling there, I want to show in the form of a diagrammatic representation. Observe carefully. Everybody understand it now? Now tell me, sir, what data here I've taken there inside this employee? Right, sir. Like this here we are having what there some objects. I want to call it as what there employee object. I want to call it as what there account. Then after this I want to call it as what there branch. Now inside this employee, some details here I provided. As per the program, what details here I provided here inside employee ENO, E name. E name is equal to something else like what there Durga. Next one is what there account. Now see this one. In account, what we are having there, account number, balance, branch. Account number is equal to ABC 123. All right, sure. Account number, then balance is equal to some value here. Then after this, branch. After this, inside the branch ID, branch location. Branch location is equal to some value here. It's okay. That values can be provided. You can identify this. Okay, no problem. So what happened there? First of all, that association is available like this from account to Next one is branch 2. Observe carefully, account to account and branch to branch, like this. First of all, now tell me what we are serializing actually. First of all, we are trying to serialize what object? No, employee object. Part of this employee object, it is serializing what there. All right, sir. Now, part of this employee object, we are serializing like what there? We are serializing account object. Part of account object serialization, branch object is serialized. First of all, which object is going to be serialized here? No, branch. Next one is which object is going to be serialized here? No, account. Next one is what there? Employee. The serialization is going to be happen in this way. Got it or not? Now, overall, this is acting as a graph or not? This total scenario is representing a particular graph or not? Associations and serialization overall, it is acting as like what it is now. All right, it is a gap, that means a graph or not. So this representation, the serialization representation in the form of a graph, this representation is called objective graph. This representation is called as what there? Objective graph. Just as a terminology, not technical, just a terminology. Objective graph. Now observe carefully. Now the point is what? In the above example, all the associated objects or all the associated objects are serialized. All the associated objects are serialized along with the container objects. Container objects. All right, sir. If we provide all these objects, if we provide all these objects and their serialization in a graph, then it is called objective graph. Then it is called as what there? Objective graph. All right, sir. Now see this example already given that objective graph related content here we provided that we can identify now. Employee, account, branch, and all this one by one here we are getting it clearly. Got it or not? All right, sir. This is completed that we need to identify. After this, after completion of this particular one, objective graph, right? So now these are the various points which are related with serialization and deserialization. Understand it? What points here we understood? Basic model of the serialization we understood. After that, what next points we understood there? Static variable, static members inside the serialization. Transient variables inside the serialization. Private variables inside the serialization. Inheritance versus serialization. Associations versus serialization. These are the associated, the total content of the serialization what we are having clearly. Leave it. Then after this, the next concept is like what there? Externalization. Externalization is the next topic. Externalization. So what is the meaning of this externalization? What is the requirement of it? So before that, I'm telling one point to you, now try to understand it clearly. I think so previously we understood that serialization, deserialization diagram there. I think we prepared this. Already we have seen the diagram, serialization and deserialization. Now inside this diagram, easily we can identify one point. As a developer, what is our role in the serialization and what is our role in the deserialization? That easily we can identify it. Now tell me, in this entire process now, who is performing the actual serialization? But I'm sure about it, developer is not performing that. Developer is not performing the actual serialization. But who is performing that? Object output stream is performing the required serialization. And who is performing the deserialization? Sure, developer is not performing that, but who is performing that? Object input stream is performing serialization. Now tell me, but here in this case, what is developer's participation, developer's role? Just creating serializable object, supplying that serializable object to the object output stream. Then object output stream is performing serialization internally, automatically. Got it or not? Right. In a deserialization, what is developer's role? Nothing. object input stream will perform this deserialization. It will supply deserializable object to us that we have to read. Just reading deserializable object is the role of the like what their developer. But my requirement is serialization could be performed by object output stream directly. Deserialization is performed by object input stream directly. Both are performed by the predefined streams directly, where developer interaction is not available, where developer interference is not available. But my requirement is what? While performing serialization or just before performing serialization, I want to go for some manipulations over my data. Immediately after performing deserialization, I want to perform some manipulations over my data. Understand it clearly. For what purpose we are going to do these manipulations? No, because of implementing some security encoding mechanisms, because of implementing some compression mechanisms, maybe some other requirements are available with me. Just before performing serialization, I want to do some activities over my data. Then after that, I want to go for what? Serialization. Immediately after performing deserialization, before supplying that object to the Java program, I want to perform the activities over my data. I want to perform some activities over my data. Understand it clearly. What is the point here I'm telling them? So if you want to perform some manipulations over the data just before performing serialization or immediately after performing deserialization, if you want to perform some manipulations over the data, there we have to go for externalization. There we have to use what there? Externalization. Is it? All of you are getting clarity on this point? No? All right, sir. Now here, whenever object we supplied here, now it is trying to perform serialization or not? Just before performing serialization, I want to do some manipulations. I want to apply some encoding mechanisms. I want to apply some what there? Some compression mechanisms. At the same time, just immediately after performing deserialization, here I want to perform decoding mechanisms or maybe decompression mechanisms I want to perform. That is my requirement. Right, exactly. To have controlling over the serialization and deserialization, we need to go for what their externalization. That is the exact requirement here we have to understand. That's it. Now let me highlight this punch here. Right, sir. Now in Java applications, in object serialization, the actual serialization and deserialization are performed by the predefined streams like object output stream and object input stream. Object output stream and object input stream, where the developer's responsibility is to supply serializable objects to the object output stream and to read the deserialized object from the object input stream. That's it. Now this is the basic concept. What is developer's role in this overall process? But my next point is what there. Understand it, no? In the object serialization, and deserialization, if we want to perform manipulations over the data in order to perform the operations like encoding, decoding, compression and decompression, and so on and so on and so on. over the data. Right, sir? Now we need to understand it clearly. An object is serialization and deserialization. If you want to perform manipulations over the data, in order to perform the operations like encoding, decoding, compression, decompression, and so on over the data, we have to then we have to use what their externalization. There we have to use what their externalization. That is what exactly the point here I'm telling to you. Same thing I want to represent in the form of a diagram. Now try to understand it clearly. All right, so now for example, this is a file. Some text file is available. Now here what I am telling there, this is an object. Okay. Now what I am telling there, now here I am going to perform some data manipulations here. Then after this, I need to send this code for what their serialization. This is an object. When I submit this one to this, now this is what their data manipulations. Data manipulations. After this process is nothing but what their serialization. Right or not? Then after this, now here we need to get it into what there, we need to send the data to what there, to the text file. But remember it, this entire process could be done by this overall thing would be performed by the when we pass this data to the object output stream. When we send this object to the object output stream, it must be performed. Object output stream. When I supply this object to the object output stream where data manipulations has to be performed there, after that the data must be submitted for what there? Serialization. The data must be submitted for what there? Serialization. Right or not? Right, sir. It's okay, fine. There the serialized data will be provided. There we can identify the data. Serialized data here we are able to get. This is I am telling there a text file, for example. Next one is what there? The same. Now here, first of all, this is like what there? Deserialization. This is like what I am telling to you, deserialization. Deserialization. Then after this deserialization, now get what we are getting there after this data manipulations. After deserialization, now just immediately after performing deserialization, I want to perform like what their data manipulations. Data manipulations. Right. After this, now get this entire thing is going to be happen where just observe carefully 1 minute now. Right, sir. Now here we are able to get like what there an object. Deserialized object here we are able to get from this. Now this total part must be performed when it is a case here from this object input stream. When we are performing deserialization with object input stream, first data must be taken from the deserialization, manipulations have to be done. Then after performing these manipulations only, that manipulated data must be submitted back to the Java application in the form of an object. This is clearly the point here what we have to understand, right, sir? So this is what I am expecting. This is what I am expecting from our externalization topic. From the externalization, we are expecting the same point. All right. Then how it is possible to perform the externalization in Java applications? How it is possible to perform the externalizations in Java applications? If we come for this point, I'll give some clarity, try to understand it now. In Java applications, to perform externalization, we have to use the following steps. What steps here we are going to use there? Observe carefully. A few steps here I'm going to provide. After that, I will show one example about this total content here. First of all, understand it. Create externalizable object. First one is what there? Create externalizable class. Create externalizable class and its object. Okay, object later on we will understand it now. Externalizable class. Okay, just give a minute of time. I have some important call. Right, sir. Now, now coming to the point here. So create externalizable class. What is the first one here? No, create externalizable class. When we create this externalizable class, what we have to do there? There some subpoints are available. Understand it clearly. First one is declare an user-defined class. Declare an user-defined class. As an example here, I'm telling to you. Along with the steps, I'm telling some examples to you. Observe carefully. For example, I want to take a class, something else like what there class. Right, sir. Now class is right student. Here I want to take, for example. Okay, this is like what there externalizable class I want to declare. Declare an user-defined class. It's okay. After that, after that, implement java.io externalizable interface. To prepare serializable class, what we have to do? We have to implement serializable interface. But to prepare externalizable class, what we have to implement? Java.io externalizable interface. Externalizable interface is a child interface to serializable interface. It's not like any other one. It's a child interface to serializable interface. Okay, implement java.io externalizable interface in the user-defined class. Now here we have tried like what there implements externalizable. Now one more point here we have to understand. Serializable interface is a marker interface, but externalizable interface is not marker interface. Serializable interface doesn't have any method, but externalizable interface has two methods. Answer my point, Kenu. Then what are the two methods now? Provide implementation to all the externalizable interface methods. We must provide implementation for them. What methods are available here? I'm going to give the two methods now. What are the two methods here? Public void write external of object output. Okay, throws anyway, throws IO exception is available definitely. This is one method, and the next method is what there. I will give information about this method also. Don't worry. All right, the next one is what there. Public void read external there object input OAP throws IO exception comma class not found exception. These two methods are available. All right, sir. Now these two methods I must implement inside the class. Right, sir. Now these two methods I have to implement inside the content. Yeah, what happened? Okay, fine. So now here we are getting what there this content here public void external write external then read external. There we are going to provide some implementation. What implementation we are going to provide that I will discuss in the program here. That's it. Right, sir. So now here what we have to do there after this, here we are able to provide the data like this. Okay. So next one is after this, after completion of this one, this details here we provided. Okay. Now what is the purpose of this both the methods that we have to understand clearly. See this here, the purpose of this particular method is what there. Understand it, no? It can be used to, it can be used to provide, or else maybe instead of saying that, it will have the logic to perform manipulations over the data before serialization. Before serialization. Observe carefully, all of you know the point here I'm telling to you about this particular method. It will have the logic to perform manipulations over the data before serialization. And one more point I'm telling to you, it will be executed here, just 1 minute. That's it. Keyboard keys. Arey yaar, I got one new keyboard actually. Actually, two keys are missing there. I thought of it as a different design actually. When I'm typing, see exactly where it is missing there. No, X I want to type it now. I thought of it some lights they are given there now. Then just I touch it. X is playing there, right? Okay, 1 minute. Let me fix them. నువ్వేనా ఇది పెట్టింది దానిలో బ్యాగ్లో రెండు కీస్ పోయినాయి. ఉమ్. సరే ఏదో ఒకటి అయిపోయింది ఇప్పుడు చూడు. Right, sir. Right. Now it will be executed here. It will be executed uh, just before performing serialization. Then it will have the logic to perform manipulations over the data before serialization. After this, then what next one here? No, in this method, in this method, perform manipulations over the data and send the manipulated data to the object output to stream. Object output to stream. Sorry, object output. Object output. In this method, perform manipulations over the data and send the manipulated data to the object output, where the object output will send data to the serialization. So now inside this, what we have to do there, understand it clearly. Inside our write object method, we have to do manipulations. We have to define the logic to perform manipulations. That manipulated data we have to put to what their object output. Then object output will send the data for what their serialization. All right, sir. But how we are going to send the data to the object output? No, by using some methods. What methods here we are going to use there? Observe carefully. Now, the point is what there? To send data to the object output, we have to use the following methods. We have to use the following methods. Public, then what we have to do there? Public, right, so public void write xxx. Where are you? Write xxx. That method is available. Write xxx method is existed here. That we are getting clearly. Write xxx method. Okay. After this write xx, then where we have to pass what there some parameters inside this write xxx. That's okay, fine. That is completed here. Now here similarly we have to understand what their read external method. Read external. Now one more point I'm telling there, where xxx may be byte comma, short comma, int comma, and so on. One more thing here I'm telling to you, UTF. UTF in the sense like what there? It's a string. UTF in the sense what the string. Write byte, write short, write int. Similarly, write UTF. It is not like what the string. Write UTF. To write string data into the object output, there we have to use what there? Write UTF method, where its meaning is what there? String only. That we have to understand. All right, sir. That's okay, fine. This is completed. After this, now we need to understand about what method here. No, here we need to have information about like what method here. No, read external method. Almost all similar points are available. I want to write all the points here. Now try to understand it here. Almost all similar points here we are getting there. Now let me write them. Now see this here. First one is a read external method actually. Now what is going to be happen here now? It will be executed at what time here? Immediately after. Immediately after performing deserialization. Immediately after performing what there? Deserialization. Right, sir. It will have the logic to perform manipulations over the data after deserialization. After deserialization. All right, sir. This is a point here we have to understand. In this method, perform manipulations over the data and right, sir, perform manipulations over the data by getting the data by getting the deserialized data from object input. Serialized data is provided by object input. That means deserialized data is provided by object input. From this object input, we have to get the data. All right, sir. Next one is what there. Object input will provide the data. All right, sir. Now, okay, where the object input will provide the data, data from the deserialization. All right, sir. Object input will provide the data from deserialization. To get data, not to send data, to get data from the object input, we have to use the following methods. All right, sir. To get data from object input, we have to use the following method. What method here? Previously we have used write xxx method, but this time it is like what there? Read xxx method. What is this xxx actually? Xxx may be byte short into UTF. In place of string, we are going to use what there? UTF only. Right, sir? Now this is about the content here we have to understand. Next one is after completion of this, one more point here we need to provide no. Then D, step number D. What is the step number D now? Define a zero argument constructor. Define a zero argument constructor. Define a zero argument constructor in the user defined class. It is required, sir. Why? Because why it is required? No. While performing deserialization, it will create object by executing zero argument constructor only. Right. If you are not providing any constructor, well and good. But if you provide any other constructor there, then better to create zero argument constructor inside this particular externalizable class now. That's it. Now let us check this clearly. Now I want to prepare. All right, public student like this zero argument constructor here we provide it. Okay. Right. So now these are about the points here. What we have to understand clearly the content about our point here. Now try to observe carefully about this. Okay. So now completed here. This is about like what there the total content of like what there steps about to prepare what there externalizable class. Then if you prepare its object no, then it is nothing but what there externalizable object only, not more than that. Leave this one. This is point number 1. Next one is point number 2. Step number 2. Perform serialization and deserialization over the externalizable object. Perform serialization and deserialization over the externalizable object. All right, sir. Is there any requirement to discuss about these points? No. Is there any requirement to discuss about these points? No. All right. Almost all these points are same as serialization and deserialization only. Am I right or not? These points are very same as what there serialization and deserialization. No need to have any separate discussion here. We can identify. No need to have any separate discussion here. We can identify. Got it or not? Right. So now this is exactly the meaning of like what there serialization and deserialization content here we identified. Right. So now leave this one. This is completed. Now example here I want to show about this. Now try to understand it now. What should be the example here? We have to identify now. Simple example is very simple. Try to understand it. Okay. One key is okay, but second key is not fit in the exact location. Right. Okay. Right. Now next one is what? I want to show a diagrammatic representation. Understand it clearly. Right. All of you observe carefully. Now the diagrammatic representation is what there. For example, I want to take a student object here. I want to take. Okay. Now here, this is like what the student object. Inside the student object, I want to take some data SID DSS-111 S name AAA. Next one is S email AAA@dss.com. S mobile is equal to 91 some data here we have taken. Observe carefully. Now this is like what their student object here we are getting. Then after this is a text file. There I need to send the data. There I have to send the data. Student.txt. Student.txt that we are going to provide. Inside this student.txt here we want to provide the data. Text data here we want to provide like this. Okay. Then what next one here? After this, first of all, now here I need to create like what there object output stream here I want to create. This is my object output stream. Or else maybe instead of taking this object output stream, anyway we are going to take it as an object output stream. First of all, we are going to take the data manipulations. What manipulations here we are going to perform here. Then this is for what their serialization. Right. Now observe carefully. Now this method here I want to take what their write external method. This method is what their write external method. There I need to perform some manipulations. What manipulations can I want to perform there? Observe carefully. SID data if you take now, DSS-111 the data is available. If you observe all the students at Durgasoft, example I'm telling there, their ID numbers are DSS-111, DSS-222, DSS-333 like this we are having. So in every ID number DSS- is common. Only roll number is varied. What is that roll number here? 111, 222, 333 and so on. Got it or not? So DSS- is what there is a common for everybody. So if it is a case now, what is the requirement to save the DSS- data into the text file now? Why don't we save only 111, 222, 333? The common data we can avoid. If we do this, space will be saved or not. Understand my point, Kenna? So that's why because of that reason, what I want to do there, DSS-111 is available. The data I want to be converted to like what there only 111. DSS- I want to delete. Okay, fine. Next one is a student name. No changes here. AAA as is here. I want to send it to the text file. AAA. Think of it. The text file is a database. In the database, we are going to save the data. Required data only I'm going to save. Then common data I don't want to save. That's my optimization. All right. Next one is what there. What next one here? And yes, email is available. What is that S email actually? AAA@dss.com. For example, all students of Durgasoft are having the domain name is what there dss.com. What is the requirement to save it? No. What is the requirement to save the common domain name in the repository? So that's why I want to convert this data to what there only small AAA. Only what there small AAA. Understand it now. Then after this, after completion of this, S mobile. Right. What data is available here? I think so. I need to provide hyphen here. Right, sir. 91 hyphen some data here we are getting there. Understand it clearly. So here my requirement is what there. Yes, mobile data here I want to provide. Here. Effects are very good. Okay, fine, no problem. S mobile value here I want to take. What I am going to take there about this S mobile no. Now the data is like what there. So 91 hyphen this data I want to be converted to like what there. Or just I want to take like what there. Like this. The data here I want to provide. What is the requirement to save that 91 hyphen kernel? 91 hyphen is not at all required. Am I right or not? That 91 hyphen is not required. There I have to get like what there? The data directly mobile number, exact mobile number only here. I want to send it to the repository. That's my requirement. This is my manipulation here I want to do. Then after this, what next one here we are able to do no? The data here we want to be submitted to the serialization. This is called as like what there? Serialization. Here we are going to perform serialization. That serialized data we want to be sent it to like what there? The text file student.txt. Now inside this we are able to have the data. What data is available here? Now 111. Then what next one here? Capital AAA, small AAA. Then what next one here? Just mobile number only we are having the data. That's it. The remaining commonalities are not going to be saved. This is serialization what we are trying to perform. Right, it's okay, fine. Next one is I want to perform like what there? Deserialization. To perform this deserialization, this is deserialization. This is deserialization. Here we are getting the deserialization here. Alright, sir. Now we are getting like what the deserialization. Whenever we are getting deserialization, what next one here we have to perform there? Now manipulations, reverse manipulations here we have to perform. What reverse manipulations here we have to perform there? Understand it now? What reverse manipulations here we are able to perform now? Now by using that method, what is that method here we have to use there? Read external method. Read external method here we have to use. Now what the reverse manipulations here now? The deserialized data is provided here. Data is coming to like what they're coming from text file. The data is provided to like what there to the read external. Now inside this read external we are going to do that manipulations. What manipulations can know? Say for example, if I identify this SID here, how data is coming there, DSS-111 value will come from what there 111. The data is what there 111. From the data we are getting like what there DSS-11. That means previously we deleted DSS-. Now I want to append it. Why? Because when data is coming to the customer, that original data we have to get. All right. Next one is what there? S name. If we observe this S name here, what we are getting there now, the same, no changes on this data. Why? Because we have not performed any manipulations while sending data to the serialization. Next one is what there after that S email. If you observe this S email, now here, previously we got that aaa@dss.com. So now the data is coming from the deserialization is what there? Only AAA. So only AA we are getting, that we have to be manipulated. That manipulated data must be submitted to what there? S email. Next one is what there? S mobile. S mobile, if you observe this, now here 91 hyphen like this here, if you provide there we are able to get like what there actually the data here, original data from the deserialization is what there? Only mobile number. From this mobile number we have to get what there? 91 hyphen mobile number. These are the reverse manipulations here we are performing. Then after performing the reverse manipulations, then overall here we have to get like what there, this object here we have to get whatever the object here we are getting there, the same object here we have to get. All right, sir. Now this is deserialized object, then what we are expecting from our content. Finally, we are getting our required content. Got it or not? All right, sir. This is overall application, what I'm trying to prepare in our content. Right, sir. Now, it's okay. Now let us start this implementation here. Simple, easily we can complete this implementation part here. I know that. Wait. Takes break. Then okay. Then take 5 minutes break. Then after that I will continue this part here. I think people are eagerly waiting for it. Getting irritation, giving sounds. Hmm? All right. All right, sir. Then give intimation to me. After the break, I have to start recording. Take some break and come back. No problem. కాలా ఒకటి చూస్తున్నాం. అది ఇప్పుడు అర్థమైంది. దీని కవర్ కూడా ఒకటి మనం మెయింటైన్ చేయాలి.
Use it.
Guys, please confirm to me. All of you read my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. Am I audible? Guys, please confirm to me. All of you read my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. Am I audible? Guys, please confirm to me. All of you read my voice on screen. Am I audible? Guys, please confirm to me. All of you read my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. Am I audible? Guys, please confirm to me. All of you get my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. Am I audible? Guys, please confirm to me. All of you get my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. Am I audible? Am I audible? Please confirm to me, guys. Guys, please confirm to me. All of you get my voice on screen. Right, sir. Thank you. Right, sir. Questions box. All right, sir. Now we need to go for example. Okay. I think all of you are in very good mood, right? What's the plan today night? No plans. Huh? No plans. So if you no plans, you are not fit for my classes. Just leave immediately. Yeah. After marriage, nothing is going to be happen. Before marriage, only everything we can do. Understood it, right? So it's a golden time for you. If you miss this golden time, you are totally a loser, right? Okay, fine. Even this knowledge also I'm sharing with you. It's a bad thing. Right, sir. Now coming to our point. Arey yaar, I have nearly 5 to 6 girlfriends now. I'm planning for it. What I have to do there today night. But you are the students. You are most eligible, right? Yes, sir. Now, on fine day you said to me, just girl is sufficient, right? No qualities, right? Okay, sir. Good. Some people are ready to send messages to some other persons, right? Those who are previously disconnected. Again, they are going to connect today. I know that. Then some people are a group of people are night waiting, eagerly waiting for 12 o'clock. What they are doing there? Already they are disconnected. Now eagerly they are waiting for today in the sense, at least it's the occasion, right? No? And some other people in the flow, what they are saying there, in general, people are saying that Happy New Year like that. They are going to say, wish you Happy New Year. But by having appreciation, what people are saying there, wish you happy birthday in place of New Year. Previously, I got some messages like that. Huh? Right, sir. Don't go for it. Just it is one day, one number, one date is going to be changed in the calendar. Nothing is going to be happen. But you're not aware about it in Telugu. I think in every local, might be then this is going to be happen. There is a separate calendar for Telugu. Ugadi is a festival actually. That is the actual New Year for Telugu people. Yesterday I've seen one quotation there in Facebook. Really, I like it. Understand it. How our nativity is more valuable or more creating impact. No, English calendar New Year is coming at midnight. But I know about Telugu. But the same thing you can translate into local. In Telugu, New Year will start at early morning at sunrise. One thing. Second one is what there. A New Year. What people are doing there, maybe some kind of different culture. But on Ugadi day, what Telugu people are doing there is a clean head bath and go to the temple, doing some kind of pray. That culture, right? Understand it, Kino? But anyway, then people are all Indians are moving towards Western culture. All outside of India, they are trying to move towards what their India. I don't know what is the reason why for it. The blunder thing is what majority of the Indians are not followers of Mahatma Gandhi. Really, to be frank, I'm telling you, majority of the Indians are the followers of course, nowadays Narendra Modi. Not like that, but Swami Vivekananda, some other people, but they are the less members are following Mahatma Gandhi at present. But in outside India, what happened there? Majority of the foreigners are the followers of the Mahatma Gandhi. Even some presidents of the countries are followers of the Mahatma Gandhi. But in India, the situation is totally different. But I don't know what is the reason for it. Right, sir. And I had one funny situation in the recent years, actually, in the recent days now. Nothing, sir. Just it is like country-wise. I'm going to talk when we have some discussion with the people there. But don't think in bad way about by saying this one here. I want to stop recording also. Not good thing. It is not stopped. Today my systems are totally different. I think Lenovo system is feeling jealousy with the MacBook. That's the reason why it is not working properly. No, no response. Okay, I want to stop giving that example, not required. Let's go to the point here now. I think so. Then, then I have a student from Pakistan actually. Then when our admin people are calling to him, then he said to me, "I'm from Pakistan. I'm somewhat disabled, might be then like what I'm telling, physically disabled. Some certificates also be submitted then." Then my thinking is what there. If any transactions are going on from Pakistan, there it will be a different story. Then I said to my admin people there, then try to give the total free course for him. Don't take money like this. Even I have not given this information to my admin people. Okay, then they said, "Sir has given offer to you, then you can attend the classes with free of cost." But he said to me, "No, I don't want to take course with free of cost. I want to send money." Are yaar, I don't require money. Then he said to me, "No, I want to send money. Please take it." Are yaar, I don't require money because of your health condition. I'm telling you. No, no, I don't like to take free courses. No, I want to send money to you. You have to take it. But my internal view is what Narendra Modi is ready for me, right? I even personally made a call in the sense he called to our office there for sending that money. Then try to send account details, no? But we don't want to send account details for you. At least try to send some other UPI IDs or something else. No, I sent to him, "Arey yaar, you are physically disabled, physically some problems are going on. So I'm going to give this kind of offer to you to try to utilize it." No, no, sir, I don't. Even myself is physically handicapped. It's okay, but mentally I'm very good. No, I don't like your attitude. I want to send money. Now the discussion is going on still. Core job is almost all completing. The situation now. Okay, right. Let's move on to the point here. So example here we have to take, no? Then what is that example here we need to go there? Yeah, why my all the things are resource are disconnected? Right, sir. Huh? Pakistan. So you like it, right? You want to take it? Right, sir. Okay, fine. Lenovo is very good up to previously before taking this MacBook. Keyboard is also not working. Is it what I have to connect there, but I don't have any other alternative. Any other keyboard? Pin. Now it's coming. 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute. Yeah. Okay. Right, sir. Now, externalization example here we have to do. Wait. Pin button. Externalization example here we have to do that. Now I need to take like what their class student. Inside this class student, then what we are doing there, we need to implement like what there. We have to implement. Now you only tell me implements what we have to do there. Externalizable that we have to provide. Now inside this we need to provide methods. What methods here we have to implement there? Now here we need to implement the methods. Write external, read external. Both the methods are available. Let's implement these two methods. Okay, fine. And before this, what we have to take here, it's a student class here I've taken. I need to declare some details now. String student ID, then string student name, string student email, then after that string student mobile number. Like this here we have taken all the data. All right. Then what next one here? Apart from this, what other point here we are understanding there? Try to understand it clearly. After this, after completion of this, now I need to take a constructor to provide the data. Alt insert constructor. Right, that we are getting it. Now I want to display student details before serialization and after deserialization. I want to display it. Public void get student details method. Then after this, is not outed println of student details method. Is not outed println of. All right, is not outed println of student ID plus here we have to provide SID. Is not outed println of student name plus S name. Is not outed println of student email plus S email. Is not outed println of student mobile number. Now okay, we have to take what there plus S mobile. It's okay. All right, now the data is okay, method is also okay, everything here we provided clearly. That's okay, good. Then after this, after completion of this particular one here. All right, next one is what there after this. Now observe carefully. Write external method will be executed just before performing serialization. So I need to manipulate the data. Anyway, because of that reason, I need to take try and catch. There I have to use what there exception E exception. Then inside this exception dot print to act trace method. Now first of all, data is available: SID, SNAME, SID, email, and SIDM. First of all, let us consider this SID value. SID value is what there DSS-111 that have to be converted to only what data 111. That's our requirement. Understand? Assume the point here. So first of all, if you want to get this 111 separately, on the base of the hyphen, I want to split the data. On the base of hyphen, I want to split the data. So DSS is one item, 111 is another item. That 111 I want to take it. So for the purpose, what we have to do there, string array items 1 is equal to then SID dot split of hyphen. On the base of hyphen, if we divide now, first item is what there DSS. The data will be stored in array anyway. 0th index value DSS. First index value is what there 111. So now here we need to get that what items 1. Then I need to get like what there int roll number. For example, in place of this SID S number student number is equal to items 1 of 1 only we have to take. Why I'm taking 1 here? Items 1 of 1. Why I'm taking this 1 actually? 0. At 0th index, no DSS will be stored. At the first index only 111 value will be stored here. Now this is provided in the form of string, but I require the data in the form of what there? Integer. Then what is asking there? Wrapping. Wrapping in the sense what there? Integer dot parse int. Now finally here we are getting SNO. SNO is what there? 111. The data I want to be sent to the object output. Understand it clearly. Next one is no changes are going to be happen in S name. Same data. Next one is S email. S email purpose is what there now? Tell me. S email is what there? AAA@dss.com or durgasoft.com that we are going to maintain. Durgasoft.com. But Durgasoft.com I don't require. I require only what data? AAA. So I need to perform split operation over this @ Then first item is what there? AAA that I want to get. Now here what I am going to do there? String array items 2 is equal to yes email dot split off. There we have to use what there? @ symbol. Then after this, now I need to get like what there? String email, not yes email, just only email is equal to items 2 of what next one? 0. Items 2 of what next one? 0. Now we are getting email value. After that, what next one here? S mobile. Observe carefully. S mobile value is like what there? We can understand 91 hyphen some value here I need to convert. Now this one to, and one more thing here, this one to what I am converting there, no, sorry, Now here also be this one to, now here we provided like what there, only this one here I want to get. That means I need to split the data in the base of what there, hyphen. First item is what there, 91, but I don't require that. Second item here, I want to get it. Okay, fine. Next one is what? Now string array items 2, items 3 is equal to SM mobile dot what next one here? Split of what next one here? Hyphen, semicolon. Whenever we are getting this hyphen here, now here we need to get like what there? Mobile number, long mobile, not S mobile, just mobile. Then what we have to do there? Items 3 of 1 now. Why I'm taking 1 actually? 0th value is what there? 91. But 1 is one, first value is what there? This one. Now here we require wrapping. What wrapping is required here? Long dot parse long of like this one. Finally, my data is confirmed or not? Finally, I find my data or not? The same data I want to be sent to the serialization. To send the data to the serialization, here we have to use what there? Object output here we have to use. There we have to use what there? Out dot. First one is what there? Student ID int, write int of, then what we have to provide there? Student number. Next one is out dot write UTF string type now. That means S name asterisk I want to send. Out dot write next one is what there? After this UTF again here. Why it is UTF no? Is a email ID is available. Am I right? Next one is after this. After completion of this, out dot write of what next one you know? Write long. What data you know? Mobile data. Right. So only the required data here we are submitting to the respective content. Now it is completed. This is about what there? Write text now. Then serialization will be performed there. The serialized data will be stored inside like what there? Inside the respective content. That's okay. Fine. Leave this one. After completion of this particular one here, another thing is what there? Read external methods. What next one here now? Read external. What about this read external content here? If you observe this one, now again here, try catch exception. Here we can identify exception. Then we're inside this. Here we have to identify what there? Exception dot print stack trace method. Now observe carefully, all of you know. Now this will be executed immediately after the deserialization. Deserialized data is available where? In the form of object input. Get the data and perform the reverse manipulation. What reverse manipulations I'm doing there? SID is equal to, now tell me, from serialization to the serialization, what data we submitted here? No, only 111 data we submitted. Am I right or not? Now incoming data is also be 111 now, but I require the data like what there? DSS-111. So here what we have to do there? Here we have to provide DSS- plus in dot read UTF. What you have to provide there? Read UTF. DSS hyphen in dot read UTF. That here we have to provide the data. Got it or not? Okay, this is one punch. Next one is yes name is what there directly in dot. I think it's not like UTF, sir. It is an integer, right? 111 we send to what there as an integer. That value here we have to get. Next one is what there. No changes on student name dot read UTF. This is read UTF. Next one is yes email. Yes email is actually what happened there. What we submitted here. No. All right. AAA@durgasoft.com originally. We separated only AAA that we send it to what there serialization. Now we are able to get only AAA value. For that AAA we have to append what there @durgasoft.com. So here what we have to do there, right? Yes email in dot read UTF plus there what we have to provide there @durgasoft.com. That value here we have to provide. Understand it clearly? Manipulations here I'm telling to you. After that, what next one here no? Yes mobile. Yes mobile. We submit only mobile number to the serialization. Now with the same thing we are getting now. But I need to append what there? Right, so 91 hyphen plus in dot read what we have to provide there long. There we are getting all the values. That's enough. Values are coming, that values are remanipulated. Remanipulated values are assigned to what there? Variables in our program. That is completed here now. It's okay, fine. After completion of this total content here, so get student details here we are able to get. That's it. Okay, fine. Next one is along with this zero argument, along with this parameters constructor, I need to provide a zero argument constructor, public student job. Why? Because in the deserialization process, it will execute this constructor. After that, it will copy the data. This is completed. After this, after completion of this punch here, next one is what there in the main class and main method perform serialization over the deserialized. That means over the externalizable object. How we are going to perform serialization over the externalizable object here? How it is possible then? First of all, here we have to create like what there file output to stream. File output stream is equal to new file output stream. There here we have to specify equal slash abc slash xyz slash student dot txt that we have to provide. Now inside this we need to get like what there object output stream, object output stream, then object output stream is equal to new object output stream. There what next one you know file output stream. All right, then after this we need to create deserializable object. What is that object here? We have to create no student. Student is equal to new student. Then where here we have to provide some data. What data here we have to provide there? Student ID DSS-111. Student name, say for example Durga. Student email ID. Then here we have to provide durga@durgasoft.com. Next one is what there? Student mobile number 91 some data here we are going to provide. Alright, sir. Now student object here we created. When we create the student object, then what we have to do there? Object output stream dot write object of what we have to provide the student. But if this is serialization actually, but before performing serialization, I need to display the data. Alright, so now student details before serialization. Now here we have to provide object, sorry, student dot get student details method here we provided. Now this is serialization is going to be performed here. One line space here we are able to perform. Now I want to perform deserialization. To perform deserialization, what we have to do there now in this case here, just we are going to read the data from the respective content. So here we need to use what there file input stream. File input stream is equal to new file input stream of equal slash abc slash xyz slash student dot txt that we provided. We are getting the data. Next one is what there object input stream. Object input stream is equal to new object input stream of file input stream that we completed clearly. After that, now here what we have to do there student dot student one is equal to then here what we have to do there object input stream dot read object method here we have to provide a read object. There we are getting. Now here we need to perform what there some typecasting. Now student care we are getting. After getting the student care, what we have to do there? Student one dot get the student details method here we have to provide. That's it, sir. Now this is totally the program here what we completed. Now after getting this one, then what next one here we have to do there? Okay, right. So now completed this part here. In the location, even we are not having like what there, A drive, ABC, XYZ, student.txt is not available. That we are going to create now. Let's execute this program here. So 1 minute, one more point here. I forgot to give that. Now here I want to provide the message. Now system.out.println of student details after deserialization. Yeah. Student details before serialization, student details after deserialization. Both the data is same or not? But in the file here I want to open. Inside this file, what data here we are getting? No, Durga. This is email ID. This is name. But mobile number, all the numeric values are provided in different symbols. Student is serialized here, but in different symbols they are available. But this is a proof for us now. Email ID is what we provided here, durga@durgasoft.com. But here we are getting only what? Only Durga. Means that our data is truncated or not? The data is like what I'm telling. The data is separated or not? That manipulated data is only be available to the text file or not? That's enough. These are the points here we have to understand clearly. Right. After completion of this, the next one is what? Next one is okay, fine. Externalization topic is also be completed. After completing this externalization topic there, another one is what there? File system in Java. But next topic, file systems in Java. So what is this file system actually? What exactly the meaning of this file system now? First of all, tell me what is a file? File is a storage area to store data. File is a storage area to store data as a system hard disk. All right. In Java, there are two types of files. What are the two types of files now? First one is, all right, so the first one is what the sequential files, and the second one is random access files. So this is almost an outdated topic. As per the responsibility only, I'm giving information about this topic here, but no need to take seriously about this content here now. Especially sequential files are okay, a little bit we are going to use. Random access files are almost all gone, not required to use, but little bit information I want to provide to you. By that you are able to get some clarity, right? See this one. First of all, what about the sequential files now? What exactly the sequential files here? What you are understanding there? These files are able to read, are able to allow to read data in the sequential manner. These files are able to read data in a sequential manner. That means from starting point to ending point, in this sequence only we have to read the data in these files. All right. To represent sequential files, Java has provided a predefined class in the form of java.io.file. To represent sequential files, Java has provided a predefined class in the form of like what there, java.io.file. Observe carefully. Then what next one here? After completion of the java.io.file now, how to create object for it? To create object, for the file class, we have to use the following instruction. What instruction here we have to use it? Observe carefully. File is equal to new file of name and location of the file here we have to provide. File name is what there, something else like what there, abc xyz slash something else. Now here I want to write like what there, welcome.txt. But remember one point here. If I execute this intersection, only file class object will be created. Really file is not created in the system hard disk. Really file is not created in e:/abc/xyz/ welcome.txt. Only file class object will be created with the data. But file will be created later on. When it will be created, no. Understand it? That point around I'm telling there. If we execute the above program, JVM will create file class object in the heap memory, but JVM will not create any file really at the specified location in the hard disk. Okay, right. Now, if you want to create a file really in the hard disk, in the system hard disk in the sense our file system, right? Then we have to use the following method. What method here we have to use there? File already we created this file class object file dot create new file method. If we call this, automatically the file will be created. Really the file is created in the hard disk. Might be in a e:/abc/xyz where we are able to get the data directly. Is that all if you're getting it or not? Right, I'll show programmatically, don't worry for it. Next one is after completion of this punch here, another thing is what there. I want to check whether file is created or not, whether created thing is a file or not. I want to check it. To check whether the file is created or not, we have to use the following method. What method here we have to use there? Public boolean is file method. Public boolean is file method. System.out.println of file dot is file. If really file is created, it will return true value. If file is not created, it will return false value. Is file method. All right. To get the file name, comma, file parent name, comma, file absolute path, file absolute path, and so on. To get the file name, file parent name, file absolute path, and so on, we will use the following methods. What methods can we are able to use there? Observe carefully. A set of methods can I'm able to provide. Public string get name method. Public string get a parent method. Public string get absolute path method. These are the various methods here we are able to get clearly. Right, sir? Get name, get a parent, and get absolute path. Get name, get parent. Then what next one here? Get absolute path here. We are getting it clearly. Sir, got it or not? Fine, sir. Next one is what? After this, after completion of this punch here. Another thing is like what I'm telling to you. Now, example I want to show. Now try to understand it now. I think this example already copied, right? Right. Now here, what we have to do there? Right, now understand it. First of all, file class object here I'm going to create. File is equal to new file of /abc/xyz/ welcome.txt. That's a file. Understand it clearly. Now /abc/xyz text files, I deleted all of them, right? Nothing, no one is available here. Okay, sir, good. Now observe carefully. I want to run this program. Program is executed. Have you got any file here? No file we are getting. So just file class object is created here. File is not created. File dot, then create a new file. Method here we have to call. Now it will create a new file. But I want to check it file is created or not. Let me do this one. System.out.println of file dot is file. Same method I'm going to call after this. System.out.println of file dot is file method. Is it? All right, sir. After creating new file, we are able to get true value. Before creating new file, we are able to get what value? No, false value. See this one. Let me execute this. We executed this. Now get file we are getting there. All right. Now get that outputs are also like what the first one is what there false and second one is what true. For example, file is created or not. Now if I execute this program, what output I'm able to get now? If I execute this program now, what output here we are able to get? True and true values here we are able to get. Why? Because file is already created. File is already available. So we are able to get what value now? True and true values here we are able to get. So let me check this one. True and true here we are getting. Why? Because okay, we know already file is created already. Now I want to get name of the file. File dot get name method. System.out.println of file dot get parent. Then system.out.println of file dot get absolute path. Absolute path in the sense parent name plus file name. Both here we are able to get. Let us check this clearly. All the data here we are getting. File name is welcome.txt. Parent location is what this one, and this is like what there perfect absolute path here. The details here we are getting. Next one is file is created here. I want to send some data to the file. To send data to the file, what we have to do there? File output stream. File output stream is equal to new file output stream of file. Directly we can create the object like this. Just we can pass file directly. The file contains the name and location of the file or not. Previously we provided name and location of the file. Now we provided directly what is the file object. Now here what we have to do there? Now what we have to do there? File output stream dot write off. There we need to provide that byte array. What byte array here we are going to provide there? Welcome to Durga Soft. That message here I provided dot get bytes method. That's finished. Understand it? Directly I've written it. First of all, string dot get bytes method will be executed. Byte array will be created. That byte array we pass as parameter to write method. Data will be submitted. When data is submitted to the respective file, now my requirement is what there? I want to get the same data. To get the same data here, what we are able to do now? File input stream. File input stream is equal to new file input stream of file. Directly file object is available. That directly we pass to that file. Now data is available in file inputs in the data we have to get in the form of what there? Byte array, then after that string. So here what we have to do there? Byte array bytes is equal to new byte array dot file input stream dot available. Size here we have to provide. That's okay, fine. Next one is what there? File input stream dot read of bytes. Byte array here we are getting. Then after this string directly I want to display the data. System.out.println of new string of bytes. So we are converting that bytes into string. That string value we are trying to display there on command prompt here. Now let me execute this program here. Directly here we are able to get the same outputs. Whatever the things here we have done it, all outputs here we are getting. What's the message here we submitted there? Welcome to Durgasoft. The same message here we are getting back to the Java program. Got it or not? Right, so now this is completed. Here we can identify clearly. Right, sir. Now compile and execute it. Same output here we are getting. All right, so then one more point here I'm telling there. Listen, all of you listen careful. They are normal concepts only. No need to put more concentration here, but content wise I'm discussing with also carefully. In a Java applications, by using file class object, we are able to create directory also by using mkdir method. What is this method here? We have to use there mkdir method. All right, sir. By using what method here? mkdir method. Understand it clearly. All right, sir. 1 minute. Okay. By using mkdir method, we are able to get the directory also. Understand it. So for that purpose, what we have to do there? Now see this one remaining part here. Directory also here we are able to create. Now I want to prepare this one totally. Now try to understand it clearly. File is equal to new file :/ abc / xyz / then inside this I want to create a folder. As of now welcome is available but no other data is available. Folder I want to create. What is that folder here I want to create there? Student. Only student, right? Now sys.out.println of file dot. I want to check whether directory is created or not. Is a directory method is available, not created. Why? Because nothing is going to be happen there with the statement. But if you want to create a directory, there we have to use what there? Make a directory. We have to use what there? Make directory. Directory will be created. After this, after completion of this, now get sys.out.println of file dot is directory. Now we are able to get true value. After this, I want to get name of the directory. File dot get name method. System dot out.println of file dot get parent. Sys.out.println of file dot get absolute path. Right, sir. Now let us execute this point clearly. See this here, directory is going to be created. Now directory is created here, student. Now details are created here, false, true, student, all these details now. If I execute one more time, what outputs here we are able to get? No, true and true values here we are able to get. Now this time here we are able to get what values here? No, true and true values here we are getting. Right, sir. They are the values here we are getting it now. All right, sir. Now these are okay, fine. Identify this. Now let me copy this. Right, sir. Completed. The next one is what there? Random access file. Random access file. What is the meaning of this random access file here? Right, observe carefully. It allows to read data from random positions. This is almost an outdated content, guys, but required as per the content wise one I'm giving that, but try to remember it. Not to think too much serious about this content. Even some features are not supported perfectly, but some of them are supported. Up to the support only I'm giving clarity. Understand it now. It allows to read data from random positions. It's okay, fine. To represent random access files, Java has provided a predefined class in the form of java.io.random